What were you talking about again?
I need money for food stuff.
Are you for real? How long are you going to be asking me for money? You don't know how hard it is to work.
You
need to work and earn your own money.
But I just gave birth.
I don't care. I need to go now. Can't speak further.
Not beat you like physically, right? They may not hit you physically, but verbally they are very, very abusive. Some men, they are verbally abusive. So for those who are just joining, our subject is to look at the things men do which can lead to divorce and or separation. So right now, but I'm gonna look at both abuses though. I'm gonna look at physical abuse and I'm gonna look at verbal abuse, but I'm not going to go deeper into it, but I'll definitely look into it. So my friends, some men can be very, very abusive verbally, how they just treat you. You understand? For example, you may need money, maybe for some important things, right? And then he will just talk to you anyhow. He might just say, for example, I'm giving you this as an example. You don't know the use of the money. You don't even work, so you don't know how expensive things are, or how to use money. That's how you just ask for money anyhow. You see, there's a way you must speak to your wife. God says that, husband, you must what? You must love your wives. You understand? Let's go to, because here I'm just speaking generally. For those who wants to join, guys, feel free to join the live. For those who wants to join, let's go to Ephesians 5 now. You know, husbands are required to love their wives as Christ loved the church and died for it. And husbands are required to sacrifice for their wives. But most men, they don't understand. They think that because God said you shall have authority over your wife, you shall rule over your wife, they take this as into abuse the wife, abuse the power God has given them. God has given you power to protect your wife, right? To lead your home to God. Another thing, guys, I want to say is this. When you have wife and you have children, when you love her and you treat her with respect, you're not only doing it for her, you're doing it for your children, because your children are watching how you treat their mom, how you treat your wife, and all that you do in the home. That's how they grow up thinking, wow. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who come up saying that I was abused in the relationship and I took it as if it was normal. And then if you ask them why though, it's because their fathers used to abuse their moms, or even maybe their uncles used to abuse their wives. But you notice this thing is in the family. Somebody very closer to them used to abuse their wives, right? And now Most of these women, when they get married and the man speaks to them anyhow, you know what? They don't feel it. They don't even see it because they see it as normal. Like, you know what? That's how I grew up. That's how men are. Men are supposed to behave like that because they grew up with that. But it doesn't mean that they don't feel the pain. They do feel the pain. They do go through the pain and everything, and they don't like what's happening. But they hold on to it because that's how they were raised. So men, love your wife, and if you love her and you treat her right, you're doing it for your children. Otherwise, if you marry and you cannot love the person you are marrying, why are you getting married? Why not just stay single? You understand? So abuse can, let's say like it's a woman, you are being abused by your husband. What are the steps to take if you're being abused by your husband? Of course, guys, if you have if you want to contribute, you can contribute. What do you think a godly woman, we are talking about godly men, godly women here. Let's say like you're being abused. What do you think you should do as a married godly woman? One of the things, my friend, you are not allowed is to divorce your husband. If he is not cheating on you, the only ground for divorce is adultery. Read Matthew 9, verse 19, right? You can divorce him because, of course, he's cheating or he's committed adultery. But you cannot divorce your husband for any other reason, even if he's abusing you. So, are you to stay in the relationship where you are being abused and die there? Our God is a loving God, my friends. You can separate from the relationship if he's abusing you. You can separate, you go and you stay somewhere where you feel safe, right? And you seek for help, even if it means you will have to get police, especially when he's beating you to a point where your life is hanging, right? To a point where your life is at the verge of death. You can contact police or authorities, or you can contact somebody if you feel comfortable that way. You can contact somebody that you trust, somebody whom you know is going to put you where you can get help. It could be a close friend, close relative, a pastor, a sister. You can contact them and then they will seek help for you, because abuse is very serious, my friends. So you are not forced, because I've heard a lot of people saying that, oh yeah, the scripture say that we can't have divorce. So they stay there, and some of them, they die there. So my friends, you are allowed to divorce, not to divorce, sorry. You are allowed to separate if you are being either verbally or physically being abused. You can separate and stay by yourself. And then when you are separated like that and you find out that he's moved on, he's got another woman, of course, then you can file for divorce and you can remarry. So I thought just to explain this more, because a lot of people just think that's it. But if you find out while you're separated that he has moved on, then you can go and file for divorce. Do not rush into entering into another relationship before you divorce him, because it is a sin according to God, because you are still married to him. Marriage ends after you what? After you divorce, okay? And also, my friends, I wanted to say, while you are separated, let's say like he did not cheat on you, he only abused you like that. While you are separated, if you notice that he has changed, you can reconcile, you can forgive him. Yes, my friends. If you notice that he has changed, he's one with God, he's no longer abusive anymore, you can reconcile, you can go back to him and be with him, okay? But obviously, if you notice he has not changed or anything like that, it is safe for you to stay alone. But don't hesitate, even if you thought that he has changed and you went back and you notice he has not changed, don't hesitate to walk away and pray to the Lord and ask God to be involved in your relationship.